everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. You will have to excuse the lighting and sound. I'm actually in a hotel room over at the Rollout Roll Call convention in Southampton in the UK. I managed to bring my background with me and some lighting. Because I wanted to do a review of this guy. Thanks to the guys over at Robot Kingdom, they shipped him out to me just in time for me to bring him with me for my panel here. It is, of course, the DX9 TYRANT, aka Masterpiece Galvatron. I cannot express to you how happy I am with him. He is absolutely gorgeous. That is probably one of the very best head sculpts I have seen on a Transformer. He just looks absolutely sublime. Gorgeous. Really nice. I mean, just look at the detailing there. That is incredible, isn't it? Really is. The Matrix comes as an accessory. It does have a metal chain on it. It's actually really nice. It's large, it's quite chunky, nice paint applications. It's just a good Matrix, very close to what we saw in the movie. Galvatron himself is very well articulated. He's very robust. If you have carry, then you know what to expect plastic quality wise. He's very similar consistency with build quality. He has the die cast in the feet. He's just really robust, a good solid figure, and a very good height as well. I don't have many figures with me at the moment. I'll bring in Carrie. I mean, that's a pretty good scale, isn't it? I'll take some pictures when I get back home. I've already got a couple online there of him squaring off against Ultra Magnus and such forth. But he's about the same sort of size as MP10. Which I think is pretty spot on. That's a really good size. And he looks fantastic. It's a really deep purple. He just looks really good with the rest of the Decepticons. One of the really nice features on this guy is the ability to swap and change the arm that you have the cannon on. I think that's a really good touch. Basically, depending on how you choose to display him, it's nice to have the ability to swap those arms over. So the gun literally just pegs in. It's a nice, tight, secure peg. Pegs into the forearm via this notch here, and it just plugs in there. And it's good. I generally prefer to have it on his right arm, just to have him display, kind of showing it off, saying, "This is my almighty cannon." Colour-wise, this is pretty much the final colour we're going to get with this guy. He is pre-production, so some of the tolerances may change slightly, but this is basically what we're going to get. The articulation is very impressive. We have a downward motion like so. We have a nice upward motion there. And the head can go all the way round. No sidewards tilt left and right on the head though. Shoulders can move up and down. They're on a up and down motion there, and they've got a separate joint in there. They are on a really tight ratchet there. There's an upper bicep swivel. We have a double jointed elbow, as well as a twist on the elbow as well. That's a really nice touch. We've got hands on a ball joint, and we have individually articulated figures, and yes, they can wrap round Carrie's throat. The waist does rotate. We don't have any forward and backwards motion because of the transformation. The hip skirts can lift up. We have ratchets forwards, ratchets back. We can go out to the splits, although we do have some hindrance by the side skirts. You do have to move them out of the way. We have a 90-degree bend at the knee. No swivels at the knee, but we do have one hidden away there in the actual upper thigh. And the feet are on forward and back, and a really deep pivot. Really well balanced figure. He can pretty much go all the way down there with flat feet without toppling over. I did have my concerns because the feet have quite a curvature on them. I was worried about his balance, but you can get him in some really dynamic poses. It's just a matter of taking a little bit of time because there's so much missing from the underside of the feet. There's not a lot of actual area touching the surface there, so you really have to just kind of prep him a little bit and you can get him in some really nice poses, but just be patient. Of course, the next step for Galvatron is getting him transformed. Let's change him up. Now, the transformation isn't overly simplistic. It's quite complex, and bearing in mind this is a test shot, we don't get the instruction manual, so it's kind of guesswork. So the final transformation may differ slightly. Basically, the first step, like with all of these Masterpiece figures, is just open up the forearms. You want to basically push the hands back, and there's a peg just on the underside there. You're going to push that in, and the hand will tab in on the underside there. The downside being is you haven't applied pressure onto these fingers, and I'm just worried that they're going to pop off at some point. And you just want to close the hand up so he's got like nubs at the moment. And basically this entire body section is going to fold inside out on itself. So I start by rotating the waist, untab this section at the back here, and untab this. This frees up this section here. You can now push this, and that's going to push this central section up, and that can come out. And basically everything you see here, the arms and the head, that's all going to fold inside this inner torso piece. You need to free up the space for the arms. You do this by just pushing these panels out, and they're going to come out from the side here, and they're going to come up and rotate around. Push those up. You notice there's two flaps on the inside here. They are a pain in the backside. This and this. They're not secured properly yet because this is a test shot. And they basically always pop off. Always. And you're going to need to rotate this round and pull this down. Same with this side. As you can see, the grey one's already popped off. There's this little section here. That needs to bend down, and that gives you space to pull this section out on that hinge and rotate it around. Again, like you see the purple one popped off there. I really hope that's something they're going to be able to fix on the final product. They literally just pop on and become part of the hinge section there, but it's just really annoying that they are kind of just popping off so easily. This top section here, this actually folds up. This section folds up, and his head is on a double hinge. If you bend the figure at the waist, there's a clip just unpegs that, like so. Then we can angle the head back, and as we now got this extra space here, you can then push the head in, and it gives this body enough movement to rock that in and out. But then you pop that down, and you pop that down, and the head is now hidden away nicely there inside that torso. You then want to, basically we're going to rotate these arms. So the large shoulder joint is facing outwards, and that's going to push into that socket there. This section is just going to rock down, and that's going to peg together, he says, like so. And if you just angle them slightly, just push on the base section, and that will just slide in to that section there. At this point, we're left with something like this on top. The next step is we need to unplug this crotch section. It's just tabbed in underneath there. Untab that and lift out his extended crotch. As you can see, you've got these two slidey bits here. The only way of getting access to those is just rotate the hinge so you've got enough clearance there. So do that on that side, rotate that again. So you've got enough clearance there, and then we can move that hinge back. Because basically we're going to convert these sections now into the sides of the cannon. Pry these two sections apart. There's a hook tab just behind this section here. Just pull that out. As you can see, that's now opened up that section. I love how these things here, like on the foot plate here, how that kind of all moves out, and this, as this foot comes out, this actual section here is completely filled in. It's really, really nicely done. Untab this section here. Move these sections out of the way for now. Get the leg straight, and the knee is going to go to the bottom. And then if I just give myself some room here, you see these sections here are going to come up, and they're going to fold around the leg. This one wraps around the leg fully. there's a small plastic tab just on the inside of the grey leg section. Make sure you push that out. And then these 2 feet push together. And then this section should come down. Make sure these 2 sections here are sitting flush. They just like this, and they just sit down like so. Push this one down first. And this one needs to go in. And tab in on top. There we go. It's the first time I've done it in one go. Woohoo! This needs to rotate around. And then it's going to fold in on itself. And this is lovely, lovely die cast. That's just going to slide in. And that's going to fit in here. This section's going to come in and tab in and together. And same with this side. So remember to slide this section down. They are incredibly tight. Like so. Rotate that round. Bring this in to here. Like so. And then bring that up. And tab that in. And we are basically there. Come to the underside of the abs. Bend this one up. Get in behind with your finger and just push the top of the 4-pack up. That now allows this section to come off square. That then allows us to push this section back. Now I think the correct transformation is to hold these sections on the underside there. Bring this section back over now. Tab that in. Got rubber treads on here. That is fantastic. And then we just need to go to the nose cone, the cannon section. Again, this is pretty ingenious. There's going to be 2 of these in the final production. I think you can put an LED in here, possibly. There's going to be a kind of hard coloured one, as opposed to this kind of clear see-through. Anyway, we extend this section here by giving it a little pull. You then flip that over like so, which I think is fantastic. I really, really love that. Flip that back, and there's a tab just here. If you come to the underside of this silver section, there is a kind of groove section here. That just needs to slide in there like so. Bring that section down, and then we have one cannon mode. Like I said, it does have the working tracks. It's nice. It's a good cannon mode. These, I think they're meant to go square, aren't they? I'm not sure if they are meant to be at that kind of angle. But that's basically all the movement we get. It is short. I don't think we're going to be able to make a gun mode out of that, really, because this section here doesn't really go any further than that. So we can't really cock this up into a handle for it at all. But all in all, that's a fantastic looking alt mode. Really, really good. I think they've done a great job of getting it fairly close to the original concepts in the movie. And it's just a good size. It's a good cannon. I mean, I don't really know where else we can go with that. I mean, it's a futuristic cannon. It's not really meant to resemble anything in real life. So I guess they've taken their creative licensing with it. But I like it. I like it a lot. Obviously, I prefer the bot mode. The bot mode is absolutely glorious. And I just think, as far as a Galvatron goes, they've nailed it. They've done a really remarkable job. Just bringing in Carry again for the size comparison. It's a good size, isn't it? It is a really, really good size. It's a good figure that works exceptionally well. Now, of course, it's not without its faults. There are those small tabs that did keep popping off, but that may have been the way I was transforming them. Because I am, of course, working without instructions, so it's basically guesswork. And to be honest with you, the engineering is way beyond me. It's fantastically engineered, so I probably haven't done it justice by muddling through the transformation. But all in all, it's a beautiful figure. I can't thank the guys over at Robot Kingdom enough for shipping it out to me to have a quick look at it and to take some photos. I will, of course, have a full gallery available over at Benscollectables.com once I return from Southampton. It's a very, very good figure. It's remarkably well made. The plastic quality is next to none. It's very, very high end. They've done a sterling job, and I honestly cannot wait to see what else they have in store for us. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found the video useful, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, from myself and Tyrant, goodbye.